Hello everyone, and welcome back to JTG Leather Goods channel. Now, what does a Cowbow, Speedy, a Jerk, and a Runner have in common? They're all nicknames for stitches, and that's what I want to go over with y'all today. Is I'm going to show you the way I learned how to stitch from my early on beginnings, and enjoy. First one we're going to do is a common loop stitch, which is, this is a upholstery needle. I'm going to start it on the back side with the second one, pull it through, and hold my thread, and start it in a first matching hole. And this will be tucked down in between like a sandwich. A lot of people have different ways of doing this, but get it through that hole. Come on. I got through the hole. Finally! Say hooray! Snug it a little bit. Then you go to your second hole. And that's just right there. Is just your common loop stitch. Let's do another one so you can see it. I think I got this off the camera. Then pull it through, and that's just a common, what they call a whip stitch. You can do that with lace on some projects, and on various different garments, or even leather itself. Now let's take it one step further on like these Chippewa moccasins. You'll see a whip stitch going through two sets of holes, and the whip stitch starts from the inside. Then they'll do a locking stitch, which you come back through the same hole. See, it comes through the same hole, and it gives you a locking stitch to where that's double secure. And this is really a cool looking stitch too. I think it kind of rates up to the baseball stitch too. I'll do a video on that one of these days. So yeah, that's how you start sewing with it. So you got the ordinary loop stitch, and you got the loop stitch with the locking loop on it. And common thing for garments and stuff, let me see, I've had this jacket for over 15 years, and I did a little bit of sewing on it. I don't know if we can pick it up on the camera or not, but it's on the other side. You figure I'd do that. Now, all that was done right there with a common loop stitch. The first one I showed you. Then also sewed on a pocket up here. It's on the other pocket. I'm going to show you a double running stitch, or better known as a, I don't know if the camera pick it up or not, but that little strip right there, I did that as a saddle stitch. So it goes good for sewing patches, not only for leather but other garments too. And then we got our another stitch is a common running stitch, where it's just kind of weaved in and out. And then every once in a while, if you try to get, that's a sharp needle. And yes, this needle is designed to go through heavy upholstery, so. Let's see if I can push it through. Got a little multi-tool, and I'll be showing you something with this here in a second. See, that needle will penetrate that leather. A little bit of force. And to tie this off, take it back one loop, right there's 3 common basic stitches. So we got our loop stitch, a locking loop stitch, and a running stitch. So far that's not going to come out. Now the interesting part of all this is we got a couple different types of needles. And this is the way I learned how to start sewing. We got that little tool, which is that separates the stitches. I've already got my lines marked out, and just kind of roll a line, and you can see the little indentations where the lines mark up. And you can either take an awl like this one, and you always put your finger on the back side of it so you can get a straight line. Just work it in and through slowly until you feel the tip of the awl. Then you push it through. And then, let's go to speedy stitch now. This is kind of like a hand sewing machine. There's advantages of using one of these because you can get them in a tight area, and plus it's a little bit faster. And it makes some of the projects go a whole lot faster than what doing a common saddle stitch is, or a double running stitch. And this comes with a punch out with a grooved needle and a round side on the other side. The cool thing about this, where the groove's at, it matches that tack right there, where that's it for tensioning. I never use it. And there's a little cap that goes on with it. Little what do they call thimbles? Yarn thimbles, or you roll your thread up on it. I never use it. So simply, to start, you got you push it through. Then you, on the opposite side, you pull your thread all the way through. You pop it back out, and mark it to where on your back side of your finger to where you want that needle to go through. Then just turn it a little bit, work it on through. Don't push it very hard because you can break the needle until you feel it start going through. And then push. And then this is important. See where that tack is? And on the front side where the needle is, that's where that groove's at. On the back side of that groove, you'll be getting a loop, and you move that through like so, pull it back through, then pop it in the middle and lock it down, and just repeat. Just work it on through, push it through. And on the opposite side, like I said, push it, thread through like that. Then you got a speed stitch. Pull it back, make sure it's in there so it'll lock in with the leather. This is about a, I think number 6. Let's do a few more. Yeah, I stabbed my hands enough with this, so. If you're really careful, you can keep a good stitch line on the back side of it, but you want that locking part to be within inside the two leathers. So let's pull that out a little bit and cut it. Yeah, that's right. So now we are gonna go to the jerk. Now if you look very closely on this one awl, there's a, oh, I don't know, see if you can see it or not. But it has a little groove on it. See if it focuses. That little groove on there. So when you're sewing, It's just like that speedy stitch. Just work it on through. And then you take that thread, where's that little hook at? Put in the hook, and then you jerk it back through. Then you can take this, pull it back through, and you got a locking stitch again. Pretty nifty, huh? Let's do a couple more. Yeah, Mama's getting a new pair of shoes. That's funny. I enjoyed that video. So yeah, this is pretty simple. But as fast, if not faster than the speedy stitch. And this, if you're working on a inside like a purse or something, you can use this instead of the speedy stitch, and you can literally hook the thread and pull it through a whole lot easier than you can push through the speedy stitch. That's pretty cool, huh? Now let's get me some thread off the speedy stitch. Now that I'm going to show how I started sewing. There you got the other needle. Now this is my last needle I got. Put it through, then you Robin Hood the thread, like so, where you can bring it down and lock it back in. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, we got that done. Let's get rid of this. I wonder if there's a pill for this. Get rid of the dropsies. Rid of that. So now we got that done. Okay. Black on black ain't very fun. Where's that other needle at? I gotta use this upholstery needle. That comes out of that thread real easy. We just take the other end of, not that one, little trash can. Oh. Oh, I had it. I had it. Must be one. Sometimes a difficult thing to do, especially on black to black. I'll do the same thing over here. Robin Hood the thread, and not your finger. Pull down on it, lock it in. You got two sides of the needle. So what we want to do is, now that piece of material again, there we go. So we're going to take the roller and a good thing about the roller, you can do running stitches, but we're going to do a straight stitch. I'm not trying to be perfect here, but this is why I learned how to stitch. And most professional leather workers go with chisels to set their stitch line because they come out more clean, I guess. That's a diamond chisel. Then another diamond chisel. I got two sizes. I got 4mm and 6mm. But this ain't about them. I'll do a video on them here in the future. Remember that awl? This awl was yay long. That's how long I've been using it. So we'll start with the first hole. Push through until I feel my finger. Then you take your end, the needle, just push it through, and then you'll be about halfway. Wish I had my stitching pony with me. So we go to the next hole, finger on the other side, work it through until you feel it come through, push it through. Now make sure that these are even when you start. Push that in, then you can move your needle around a little bit. Then on the back side, push your other needle through. It could be a challenge in itself. Let's see. So now you got both your needles going through. You just bend them over. Push them through. Then pull them through. Then you go to the next stitch. Doesn't that look like you started with a clean stitch? And you don't have to worry about getting that little. Make sure you got it straight. You push it through. And run. That's a little bit crooked. And you can also pull your thread to one side and push it through, and you're not going to rub or catch your thread. You just taut it down. And if you stay consistent with that, you can have a real nice stitch line. This is going to be a little bit crooked, but that's okay because it's functional. Always, you see this? See how that? I always aim it down. So when I aim it down like that, this backside, when I aim it down like that, I can come back on the top side, come through the top on that one side. You see how I'm starting to get that consistency with that stitch on that top side? Let's do another one. Yeah, this gets your hands a pretty good little workout. Make sure when you pull that down, aim it to the top, so you get that consistent line going across with an even stitch. Now let's do something a little bit different. So many of us don't have the pleasure of, especially getting stuck out in woods or something, or and you need to sew something up. We just don't have the ability of sometimes not having needle and thread. And this is where that comes in at. That right there's my thread, which I'm going to sew without a needle into leather or other stiff material. Kid you not. So we've already got a little stitch line, correct? Now, if you carry a multi-tool with you in your bug out kit, survival kit, or your hiking backpack, or whatever you choose to call it, get home bag or something, most of the time it comes with a punch hole. And this, you can literally see. Okay, let's find the stitch. Can literally punch down through your double layers. Might take a little bit, but I was showing with a screwdriver. So now you got your stitch line. Pretty nifty. Well, let's use some of this white thread. This is a little bit cheaper anyhow on a pocketbook. I'm not complaining. Clip it. And then you can take your little awl, because it's like a little screwdriver. It ain't sharp. Put it through the hole. And kind of tough to get through the leather though. And you can pull it through. Get about halfway. You might have a little gaping hole there, but we're going for functionality. We ain't going for looks right now. Then start doing that again. When you get all the way through, work it a little bit. Then you even up your thread. And then just there we go. This might be a pain in the butt, but it works in a pinch. Then, to get it to go through the other hole, take it, loop it around, and on the back side you do the same thing. Where's that? Now the only thing you're going to do with this other thread is, the other side of this thread is maybe push it all the way through. Or back through. I missed it that time. She's the top side, so if I run that part of that thread going through there, here we go. See where that thread's landing at? Right there. Then you can come back and grab it, yank it through. Make sure it doesn't catch on anything. And there you got thread going through where you can stitch and get functional to a place to where you can get it replaced or repaired properly. I really hope you took something away from this video today. This is stuff I learned how to do when I was a little bit younger, and I'm still using some of those techniques today, and it's really helped me out in my leather work. And everybody told me I need to get chisels and all that, but that's the way I learned. That's the way I learned how to sew on leather in the beginning. So, with that being said, remember to subscribe, share and like with other people that are interested in this stuff. And yes, I'll catch you on the flip side. God bless.